Good evening, everyone. Hi, good evening. I hope you had a good day. And if you did not have a good day, I hope that the word of encouragement I'm gonna give you is I'm sharing with you will lift your spirit. So it's about Isaac, I've just been reading this and I've just been meditating on it so much. It really encourages me. So Isaac is in the Philistine territory. Abimelech is king down there, right? And he works, he stays in the land, and the Lord blesses him and he becomes wealthy. And of course, bad mind take over the people them because now they are telling Isaac, you have to leave. You need to get out of here because you're too powerful, you're too wealthy. We don't want you down here. And so Isaac leaves and he goes to the valley of Gerar. While he's in the valley, he starts this venture of digging out Abraham's old wells, his father's old wells that they had stuffed up, right? And he names them the same names that his father had named them when he's down there. Now, nobody has any problem with these old things that he's dealing with, these old wells that he's digging out. Nobody not have nothing to say to Isaac. Everything fine and dandy down there in the valley of Gerar, right? And what had happened, is because they did not like Isaac, they had taken to this task of stuffing up Abraham's old wells with dirt. So when Isaac goes down to the valley of Gerar, he unplugs the wells. He takes out all the dirt. And that's fine. And so his herdsmen are going about their business and they come across a well of water, a spring of water, and they get about the business of digging a brand new well down there in the valley of Gerar. I don't know what happened now, right? You don't know what happened, right? So the herdsmen of Gerar, they find it to be a problem now. They start to say some things about the water is ours, as if you own water. But anyway, they start to complain. They have a problem with it. And, Isaac, who never made any contention with the people when he realized they had stuffed up his father's old wells, because a serious business that a cause for contention, right? Isaac could have started a whole war about how they had handled his father's wells, but he did not do that. This same Isaac, when they come to make contention about this new well that he's digging, he he did not him not start no war. He did not fight the people. He named the well Esek. Esek means contention, right? Contention. He named the well Esek and he move on about his business. He starts to dig another well, right? He starts to dig a new well. And when he starts to dig this new well, say, let me say something. They start another quarrel, right? They start another quarrel, right? They didn't. The Bible didn't tell me what they were saying about this new well, but he started to dig this new well, and contention pop out again, right? Them cuss him off, them say, listen, whatever the problem, you have to move, this is that, blah, blah. And, Isaac names the well Sitna. Sitna is strife. And Isaac did not, the Bible did not tell us that Isaac got into any war and any problem and any crosses and any, with the people over the situation. He named the well strife, and he moved on from. So the Bible says that he moved from there. It did not say that he started any war, and I'm stressing that. Right? The Bible says he moved from there and he dug another well, and they did not quarrel over this well. And so he named it Rehoboth. And why did he name it Rehoboth? Because he said, let me hold up my Bible and put on my glasses for read this properly, right? Because he said, for now the Lord has made room for us and we shall be fruitful in the land. Rehoboth means room enough. Isn't that beautiful? Right? So a couple of things came up to me, right? That when you are stuck in your same old patterns and your old ways and your old lifestyle and your old manner of doing things, nobody notices, nobody no care, right? But try a new thing. Do a new thing, dig a new well, start a new business, do all of these new things, try to change your life, some positive thing, water flowing. Come on, get into the grace of God, give your life to Jesus, and see that you're going to come across opposition. But the blessing that I got from this passage, and this is what I want to say to you, the blessing I got from this passage: God can create space for you. There is room enough for you. And what do I mean by that? I've noticed when I am going through the towns and so on, for example, in Brownstone, right? Wherever I am, there might be two haberdasheries on the same stretch of road, two supermarkets, two restaurants, right? On the same stretch of road, on the same street. And these places are earning what they're earning. They have their customers or anything. Now, I'm bringing that up because there are some people who believe that there is one big pie and there's not enough for all of us. And so if you come on the scene, if you get involved in this same kind of industry that I'm in, if you have this new business idea that's similar to mine, if you start posting similar content, the social media space and all of that, if you get involved in the same area that I am, that it is a threat to me. And so God is showing us that you don't have to strive with anybody, because there is room enough for you. There's room enough. There's room enough. And so I want to tell somebody on here, that well that you want to dig, that well that you're planning to dig, that well that you are digging, stop worrying yourself about what people might have to say, what people might want to think about this well that you're digging, and don't get into strife and contention with anybody. I love Isaac's attitude here. That's the attitude I know I must have, right? Because if God had provided so much wealth and power for Isaac down there in this Philistine territory, so much so that they chased him out, God can do it again. God can do it again. Isaac knew the God that he served, and Isaac knew that he did not need to fight anybody over any land, any well, anything like that, in order to be blessed and bountiful and just abundant. You understand? I want to tell somebody there is room enough. And so I've been thinking about this word Rehoboth. Rehoboth. And Isaac said, for now, the Lord has made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land. There is room for you. There is room for your business. There is room for your book. There is room for your music career, your album. There is room for whatever it is. There is room for your ministry. There is room. Nobody has to be creating strife. You notice it was the enemy, it was the Philistines who were causing the strife and contention and problem. And so it says to me that that attitude is not something for the children of God to have. You don't need to look at somebody else who is starting their music career or starting their YouTube channel or writing a book or starting a business similar to yours and saying, they're infringing on my territory. That is not the attitude that the children of God must have. The attitude that you must have is to say, the God who provides will provide room for me. The God who made room for Isaac to dig his well will provide room for me. This is the Rehoboth of God that we're talking about. And so I'm not going to stretch out this video any longer. But this has been so encouraging for me. It has been amazing encouragement to me. And so I just wanted to drop that on you. No matter what you are doing, my encouragement to you is go ahead and do it. And when you find there is opposition against you, you don't need to raise your hand. You don't need to open your mouth. You don't need to go into war with anybody, because the Lord will make room for you. He has room enough for you. And listen, when you're digging your new well, you see, when you dig your old well, the old well thing, nobody's a problem with the digging of old wells or the undigging of old wells, right? Because it's common. It's what they're used to. It is your comfort zone. You're just continuing with what the generations before were doing. Yeah, it's the same old. And so it's the same names that they're named. It's the same process and cycles. It's the same thing, right? But if you take a turn to do something new and to progress in an area, you will come across opposition. The response to this is not to get into contention and strife, but to trust the God who can provide room for you. And so my prayer for you, my prayer for myself, my family, my prayer for all of us is that we will have the response of Isaac to see a thing and trust God that He will make room and give Him the praise that He deserves. God bless you.